Welcome to
Grab Life by the Horns.
Powered by Legacy Builders Global, and we are Jennifer Pecan and
Jan-Mark Pecan. Welcome to today's episode of Grab Life by the Horns, and today's topic is the power of saying sorry. And since Jennifer brought that topic up, what did you think with bringing up that topic?
Well, I think if you listen to our last episode, we already spoke about like you have only one life, and actually all comes together. And the power of saying sorry, we felt that in the last months is really more intense than before. And it goes in different directions, okay? I'm confused with the screens as well, so...
Just keep focusing on one.
This is the first time I'm doing this as well. So, there are different points, okay? So it doesn't matter if it is in private life or in business life or if you're doing deals. If you are wrong, sometimes it might be the right thing to do that you're just saying that you are wrong. And I think about a special thing because I was taught as well as an appraiser that you never should say that you are wrong in one point, okay? But if you try as an investor to get some deals, sometimes because you do... people do business with people, and it's even more important that they understand you and that they trust you. And we had a deal coming up, and I was wrong. Why? Doesn't matter, because it was like because I didn't check the numbers before, because I trusted this person. Hi. And I didn't want. So I was sure that the numbers were right because I trusted this person, and she told me that everything is right, and we made a offer coming up. So obviously that was a mistake from my side, and the other party got a little bit upset about the offer. And
a little bit.
A little bit.
Just a little bit. Off a couple of thousand.
And we said, well, okay, this is not, he said, well, this is not how we come together. And after 2 days, this person told me, like, where I had the numbers from, that actually she was wrong and the numbers are a little bit higher. I said, well, and she said, well, but it doesn't matter. And I said, well, yeah, well, it matters because as well it's our image, it's our brand. I don't want to get them hurt. And as well, we got no deal because of this. So what I did was I wrote an email to this person and saying that I was wrong. I finally got the numbers like in a written form, and based on that we would make, of course, another offer, and I could understand that he was upset in the first place. And that changed it all. So, and now we are closing this deal just based on saying sorry. And this is the power of saying sorry when it comes to investments, basically. And on the other side as well, if you work with people together, and we all work with people together, if it's in our own team, or if it's like because of that you have business partners, who does not know that if you have a situation and you're not agreeing, like, maybe you know the situation, you were already upset of somebody,
yep,
that the other person did not say sorry, like I just made a mistake, or just like be silent about a topic. And on the other side as well, would it change in your direction and in your feeling if this person would say just I'm sorry?
Yeah,
like it can change.
It changes the whole tone.
Yes.
Usually, in like wherever it's like if in a relationship, in a work relationship, in a private relationship, and I think saying sorry is one of the most underrated. Like the use of sorry is the most underrated in today's society, because everybody wants to be right, nobody wants to be wrong. And at the end, people feel ashamed if they are wrong. But there's nothing like what you need to be ashamed of if you're wrong. If you're wrong, you're wrong. And but that's how we're I mean, in the former episodes of Grab Life by the Horns, we always talked about like what we think, how we get there as a society. And my personal opinion is that we are just raised in a way that we're trained everywhere in school, in our life, from our parents, that we shouldn't make mistakes.
Yeah.
And so it's, the thing really is that that leads to the fact that when we make a mistake, we rather try to cover it up than to openly admit we're doing a mistake. And personally, I think I've seen that also in big companies and teams. It's like the other people will know that you are wrong. They even if they cannot like maybe really see it because you are like so specialized, that but they have a feeling for how you feel and everything. So
and as well, I think what we really triggered with it. So when I was raised with my parents as well, showing a different face outside when we had trouble at home. Okay, always like, you are okay, don't say that you are angry or something like that. So I was forbidden to show my feelings. And of course, but if you have trouble at home and if you cannot speak about it, or you're not allowed to speak about it, your communication is different. Like your whole communication, not only what you're saying, your whole communication is different. And I know like you were raised the same way, not saying what you actually think. And that can make things so difficult and complicated.
It's like a minefield almost.
Yeah, it makes no sense to do it.
Yeah.
And saying sorry or not communicating things is, like in this case for me, the same thing. And it's really important that you communicate what you are thinking, or like that the other party understands you, why you are acting in which direction, or what is super important for you. I think my life just got ended here on the other thing, but this is really important that you get your message across, okay, and make sure that the other person understands what you want to tell them, and why are you acting like you are acting, basically.
Yes, but also when you use the word sorry in negotiations, you can also use it as a tactic. I don't prefer to use it tactically, but you can use it, and it will throw people off.
Yeah.
And even though if you can let's not use it tactically, but you can use it to disarm somebody, or like resolve a conflict that is arising, being it in private life or being it in business life. Is the moment you openly admit, okay, I was wrong and I'm sorry for that, I'm deeply, honestly sorry for it. It's like there's almost no chance that the other person after that is still really mad at you.
Yeah, but if you have, if
it's honest,
and we can take us again as an example, because like the most trouble we have, if I have to ask if you're not feeling sorry, like if you're not coming up with this, I'm sorry, and I'm using this example because men have more problems to say I'm sorry than women, and it is like this. Wouldn't you agree? And on the other side as well, because it was a long way for us as well to go that we really communicate in that way openly, and because like if you're raised like that. We got here. Hi. And if you're raised like that, and if you are this in this situation, in this environment where you're not allowed to share your feelings or your thinkings, it doesn't matter what you think, then it's difficult to have an open communication. You always have to take care what you're not saying, what you're not allowed to say.
Yeah, but I think that one of the reasons why people don't use it is also because it makes you vulnerable. Especially.
But this is nothing bad, actually.
Well, no, yes, yeah. Well, we'll see about that. But the point is, maybe vulnerability is another topic for the next episode. But the thing really is if you like, being vulnerable in a partnership is one thing, okay, but being vulnerable in a business partnership is a totally different thing. At least for me. Because it's like it's two different things, and I
think it breaks down all to authenticity.
Yeah, whoa, I didn't see that coming. But it's no, I wouldn't say so. I think it goes down to trust.
Well, so you don't want to be trustworthy in a business partnership then?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's like, for sure I want that, but I think a business partnership, when it starts, it's much harder because it starts on this business level, and to get down in a business partnership to the personal level is much more difficult than it actually is in a private partnership, because in a private partnership, the name private already determines you are in private. The thing is, I don't think that a lot of people take the time and like stick out all of the fights to get their partner to know and to trust so deeply that it comes to the point where you are able to say, okay, I was wrong, I'm sorry.
I would not,
especially for men.
I would not agree on this point, because it's like.
Of course not.
Of course not, because in business partnership, I think there are different types of business partnerships. Of course, like if you are closing a deal with the other party, you might have not that much time to get to know each other in depth.
Yeah, if it's only a one negotiation, yes.
Yeah, so, but if you are building business partnerships, like for long term, like we do, then of course we show us, I cannot pronounce this word you use. So.
Trust?
No. This I can't.
Yeah, no, so the thing, yes, I agree, but if you look at that hurt. I'm getting hit here. Help! Call 911. So the yes, on long term, yes, but not on the. But that's the same thing. It's like if you go for sorry for using that word, but for Tinder relationships, you're not gonna get to the trust level either. And if you treat your business relationships like Tinder relationships, you're not gonna get to the trust level. But because it's long term.
But this is not a good business.
No, I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm just saying is like to say sorry and to like really deeply say I'm sorry means you have first of all to reach that trust base. You cannot, because before it's not really, it doesn't mean anything. It is if you run into somebody on the street and you say sorry, that's not a deep sorry. It's just like, yeah, sorry. If that person spills the coffee, yes, it's a gesture, but it's not the same deep meaning of sorry than in a long-term relationship. And to come back to that point, because you said it's like it's more difficult for men to say sorry than for women. Well, yeah, because we always want to be right.
That's true, and we are always right.
That is most of the time the problem for us as men. Because it's like when you start dating, the woman usually makes you feel you are always right, and after a while you figure out I'm not always right. Most of the time I'm not right, but that's okay. That's okay. I can accept that. Because we are on this deep trust level.
I have to think about Felix when he says, you know, mommy, I'm right. I did this like this, and I'm right. Like, so you are teaching him already that he is right. He thinks he's right.
Of course. Of course, he's the next generation, the next hope of that finally a man is always right in a relationship. And I think maybe that will be successful.
Cross fingers. Let's cross fingers.
Yes, double cross fingers. I didn't. It's gonna happen. No, but it's like, it's really, sorry has, I think it's just not used right. That's what, for me, that's what it comes down to. You should at least use it once a day. And probably most people don't use it once a week. Especially in this like environment where we are right now, where people want to be right for like the stupidest things. Is wear a mask or not wear a mask, and they get in an argument and they don't even listen to each other. It's like, no, it's like to say sorry also requires you to listen.
That's true.
You can't, because otherwise for what want you be sorry? It's like what did you say? What did you say? I'm sorry, I'm not listening. Yeah, well, that doesn't work.
Well, what do you think about people? They say sorry not to the person they have trouble with, or to another person, so and not be direct. Like we know this scenario as well, that.
Yeah, I know that from my private life, but it's just weak. It's for me. It's just like maybe it's a feeling of insecurity or insecurity. If people feel insecure, maybe that's why they don't say sorry to your face, but say it to somebody else. That I was wrong, and I mean, come on, we all know that. It's like you all have that friend that tells your friend, it's like, I was wrong and I didn't really say it.
I think it's a really deep mindset work, what we all have to do, and to really be settled with ourselves, like balanced in ourselves, inside ourselves.
Yeah.
And because I know that, and I mean, we know us since we are 20, so I would not say that we were balanced.
And that's 3 years now.
We were balanced at this time.
No, we were not.
So it was way harder to say sorry, because you had the feeling, like all the feelings you already described. I don't want to repeat that now. But meanwhile, because you worked on this, you should have the strength and the power to say sorry when you are wrong. But this is a mindset thing, and if you have like problems, and you don't have to tell anybody, like if you now realize you have problems with saying sorry, but if you realize for yourself and be honest with yourself, that you have problems to say sorry, or that you have that you are not open to or tolerant in for other opinions or whatever, then you have to work on your mindset, because it's like everybody has their own path, and it's for us, like I realize sometimes as well, and this is like a lifelong process. This is not that you learn it one time and then you are done for the rest of your life.
Not.
There are different situations you figure out that you might have feelings that that they not belong there, and then it's like up to you how you react with the feelings, like it's like with fear, like of course we all have fear and we should have fear, but how do you act if you know that you have the fear? And this is the point. And the same thing, like in this situation, if you know you're wrong, or if you know that you have like bad feelings in the situation with another person or because of the situation or this constellation, then it's how you react from your perspective. And I did as well, what reminds me as well, on my horse training. This was really an amazing experience, but that shows me as well, and I would not believe how effective this is basically to understand how you work and how your mindset works and how your brain works, and how much you can learn how to react of different situations, because it's about the perspective.
Yes, but you made a good point. Is as always, it depends on how like how good do you feel with yourself. Yes. Like that you are. We always say. We really have now a good feeling for if the person we're dealing with is centered and settled in their life. Yep. Do they know who they are and do they know what they want?
Yeah.
Because this is, for us, this is really important when we choose business partners, because the moment we're seeing that in a person, we know that that person usually, exceptions apply, is very reliable. Yeah. Because it's like you also you can estimate how the person is going to react to different situations, to pressure and stuff like this. And we have seen it with people over and over in our lives, is what happens when they are not like centered in their life and they are still searching for who they really are and what they really want, because they get thrown off by situations. And let's face it, I mean, an entrepreneurial life is not for everybody. Right now it's this pop culture thing. It's like everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. Like people wanted to be football players or soccer players or I don't know what. It's work. It's hard work. Like being an athlete is hard work as well. It's like not about the few minutes you see them on the field and the money they get like at the peak of their careers, but all of the shit they had to go through all their life. And
it's another episode.
That's another episode.
What's the word? Now I forgot the word. Like explicit.
Yeah.
It's not a clear episode.
No, but it's the thing is when you can only say sorry if you are like if you trust yourself and the other person. It always comes for me. It always comes back to that trust. And if you know, okay, it does not hurt me if I'm saying now sorry, then you will say it. But if you feel insecure for whatever reason, you are much more unlikely to use it.
I don't think that you need to trust the other party. I think you need to trust yourself, because if you do it in a deal or in the business sector, like you called it like a strategy one, but I call it like, you know, I in this situation when I wrote this email, what I pointed out on the beginning, it was because of me. I didn't expect that we get the deal back, but it was because of me. I wanted to make this point clear, and I wanted to make clear that I was wrong, because otherwise it could hurt my brand as well and my image and my reputation, and I didn't want that, because of course numbers don't lie. So if I would wait until I get the written confirmation about this, then it would never came to this point. So
yes,
I think, but I trusted myself because I don't know this other person.
That is true. That is actually a valid point if I think about it a little bit. But
thank you.
Some deep thinking tonight. But yeah, no, it's really, if you see it like that, it's really if you trust yourself and you feel secure about yourself and you have that, now I find the word, self-confidence. I think
After 24 minutes.
yes, only 24 minutes. So it could have been longer. It could have been 24 years. Don't know what you're talking about. So the thing, I think it has to do with the self-confidence. If you feel self-confident, then you can use I'm sorry. And really mean it.
Yeah.
Not just like as a phrase or tactic or whatever, but really mean it, because at the moment you feel self-confident, you also don't care what the other person thinks of you because you're admitting the mistake.
But it comes down as well to mindset again.
Yes.
Because especially when you be an entrepreneur and you want to be an entrepreneur, you should have this. You should be capable of this of the situation that other persons don't like what you're doing, and but you know what other person think of you is none of your business. Yeah, but so this comes down again to the mindset part.
But it takes a long time. It
takes a long time, and I know that how we were in the beginning as well, but this is all of that comes together, and we are here to make you, like we say, grab life by the horns, and there's no bullshit. So if you want to be an entrepreneur and if you want to change something in your life, and we see it really with different people in private and business life, and how we get treated, we see the difference. And if you are able to say sorry and to be honest and self-confident and act like an honest person,
it makes all the difference.
It makes all the difference. And you building, and this changes, like the business is changing as well outside. So, and how you act with each other, and how you how you treat each other, because people don't want to, they are not like selling and then you're never seeing each other again. So they build lifelong relationships, and for that you need to be honest. It's basically like a marriage.
Yeah, well, it's what was once the reputation is like now your followers, the recommendations. Not it really, if you see it, nothing has really changed. Like by moving shifted by moving online, it just has been amplified. Yeah. Because it's like one mistake today can cost you the business like for years to come. It's much harder to recover today from a mistake you're doing because you're doing it more in public. Yeah. And so if you say I'm sorry, then usually it works better. That's why a lot of people and companies and brands, they use it as a tactic and say, okay, I'm sorry, and then they hope that the storm will just pass. But that's the difference, is if you are in for this long-term trusting relationships in business and in private life, then it's even more important, but then you really have to mean it.
This is right. You really need to know who you really want to be. Like what type of person you want to be, and if this is important for you, that you change for the better. And this is a change as well we did, and we had already the topic like how to change without losing yourself. So saying sorry and being self-confident to say honestly what you think and communicate these things is really important, but it is as well a change for the better. And this is really important. If you want to be an entrepreneur or self-employed, you have to be capable of doing this, in my opinion.
Yes,
which is really hard work.
I agree, and because I'm seeing we're nearing the end. Yeah. I think for next episode I want to bring up. I would like to record an episode on how to become more self-confident.
Okay.
Because it's such an important topic. I don't know how we're going to do that, but we'll
thank God we have
out.
7 days. what we going to speak about next week?
Yes, and then we realize on day 7 that it's now time to do it.
Like always.
Like always.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. If you have any questions about this topic and saying sorry, or you have some stories you want to share with us, we are super, super grateful to hear your stories and excited to hear that as well. And to exchange our experience in this part, because I think it's really an underestimated point and topic in the business world. And we brought it already up in our investors club, and I got this feedback as well, that it's super important and a lot of people underestimate it. And you have no idea for how many people this situation or this word, or as well, to be honest, is so important for these people. They might not tell it to you, and they might not speak about it, but it really is. It really is. So,
but the only thing I want to add to that is I think it's even way more important in your private relationships.
Yes.
As a business, yes, definitely. But in private relationships, you also have to be able to say, I'm sorry. And
totally agree.
And really mean it, and be honest with each other.
Yeah.
Because otherwise the relationship will go nowhere at one point.
That's the perfect sentence for the end.
Thank you.
So guys, see you next week.
I was right. One time I was right.
We are celebrating now.
Yes.
Okay. Have a
Thanks,
great
guys,
evening,
for tuning in.
And have fun with listening. Bye.
Take care.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye.
Do you want to get paid? Introducing Legacy Builders Global, where everybody gets paid. We don't create investors. We create legacy builders. Legacy Builders Global. Visit us at www.legacybuildersglobal.com.